it's that card girl, and today we're going to be taking a look at the one-piece card game Starter Deck 22, the blue Ace Newgate deck. Despite the fact that Starter Decks 23 through 28 came out in June, this starter deck just came out earlier this month. And unlike the last wave of starters, this one is brand new. Why they chose to release them out of order is above my pay grade, so let's get this opened up and get to looking at it. Like seems to be the trend with the one-piece starter decks. Our quick start playmat combo sheet wants to stay behind in the box, but Hans isn't going to let it miss its time to shine. In the plastic insert, we have our wrapped deck and the 3-card bonus pack that has alt arts for cards included in the deck. I like that this time they've included a little sheet of cardboard under everything to add some extra protection. Now, Hans is going to go ahead and set the bonus pack aside to open after we get through our explanation. So, let's get to it. Our deck sandwich has our leader on top, 10 Dawn cards on bottom, and our 50-card deck in the middle. Now that Hans has it unwrapped, we can see our blue 5-life, 5,000 power leader Ace Newgate, followed by 2 copies of 1-cost no power Ezo with a 1k counter, two copies of 7-cost 8k power Kozuki Odin, four copies of 9-cost 10k power Edward Newgate, four copies of 3-cost 5k power Elmi with a 1k counter, four copies of 7-cost 8k power Jozu with a 1k counter, two copies of 1-cost 2k power Squard with a 1k counter, four copies of 2-cost 4k power Deckelvin Brothers with a 1k counter, four copies of 1-cost 1k power Vista, two copies of 5-cost 6k power Portgas the Ace with a 2k counter, two copies of 1-cost 1k power Whitey Bay with a 2k counter, four copies of 4-cost 5k power Marco with a 1k counter, four copies of 5-cost 7k power Little Oars Jr. with a 1k counter, four copies of 4-cost 6k power AO with a 1k counter, four copies of the 8-cost event I Am Whitebeard, two copies of the 1-cost event Take Back What You Said, two copies of the 5-cost event Fire Fist, and then, of course, our 10 Dawn cards. Now that everything is all laid out, let's get to taking a closer look at each of these cards. Starting off with our leader, of course, the blue 4 Emperors and Whitebeard Pirate type Ace Newgate. Our leader's ability can be used once per turn during your main phase. You can reveal one Whitebeard Pirates type card from your hand, draw one card, and then put the card you revealed at the top of your deck. To save us some time during this, any card that comes included in this deck is a Whitebeard Pirates type card. Some of these cards are Whitebeard Pirates allies type, which counts. I'm sure I'm going to say it many different ways throughout this video, but unless it specifies on the card, which the cards in this deck don't, so long as the card type includes Whitebeard Pirates in it, it's golden for this. Let's move on to Ezo, who, while having no attack, is a great searcher card. When you play this card, you look at the top 5 cards in your deck and reveal one Whitebeard Pirates type card besides any Ezo. You'll then add the revealed card to your hand and put the rest at the bottom of your deck in whatever order you want. When your opponent attacks, you can trash this card to be able to draw a card and put any card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. So, say you're at the start of a game, but your hand is full of high-cost cards. Ezo is a great way to get those later game cards to show up late game instead of just taking up space in your hand. Kozuki Odin has a static effect that makes it where you can trash 2 cards out of your hand to keep this card on the field if it would have been removed by an effect of your opponent's. On top of that, once per turn during your main phase, you can set this card as active if you rest 3 Dawn cards and put one of your characters back in your hand. Cards that let you put a character back in your hand are always a great way to be able to get another card's on-play effect again. Squared? Look, I'm sorry guys, I've said it before and I'm sure I'll say it again. I have not watched One Piece still. I'm going to mispronounce some names. It really is on my list of things to watch. I just spend the time I could be watching it working on videos instead. But I really do love the art and playing the game itself. Now, let's get back on track here though and talk about this card's effect. Once per turn during your main phase, you can reveal the top card of your deck. If it has Whitebeard Pirates in the type, you get to give a rested Dawn to a character or your leader. And remember, every card that comes included in this deck would fit that criteria, so before any upgrades, this card just lets you give a rested Dawn at the expense of letting your opponent know the next card you're drawing. Because while this card doesn't say it on it, you're going to put that revealed card back on the top of your deck face down. Marco has 2 different effects. Once per turn, you can put a card from your hand into your trash instead of having this character be KO'd by an opponent's effect. The other effect of this card happens when you're attacking. You can show the top card from your deck and this card will gain 1000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn if the card you revealed's type includes Whitebeard Pirates. Jozu lets you reveal the top card from your deck on play. If it's a Whitebeard Pirates type card, you get to add that card and the next card in your deck to your hand before trashing a card. Our character, Edward Newgate, is a double attack card, letting it deal 2 damage. So this 10k power card is great to swing at your opponent's leader because you can take out 2 life cards with it. Now, if you do use a double attack when your enemy is down to just 1 life card, this does not let you immediately win. That second attack kind of just fizzles out. And lastly, while I'm talking about double attack, if the first attack causes your opponent to draw a life card with a trigger, that trigger will take effect before your second attack. Now, Newgate here does also have an on-play effect. You reveal the top card of your deck and draw 2 cards if that revealed card is a Whitebeard Pirates type. Now, this is the same as Jozu's on-play effect, except you don't have to trash a card. The top card you revealed is one of the 2 cards you draw with this effect. Whitey Bay lets you reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirates type cards from your hand on your turn when you play her to be able to give your Whitebeard Pirates type leader, aka this Ace Newgate leader, an additional 2000 power for that turn. Vista is a blocker. Now, with only 1k power, it's not really going to be surviving any block it makes. But since it has a cost of 1, you can get it out early in the game, which is great. This character card Ace is just a base card with no effects. The Deckelvin brothers and Elmi are also basic cards with no effects, as are Ao and Little Oars Jr. Now, let's talk about our event cards, starting with Take That Back, Take Back What You Said. This is a counter card that lets you give a character or leader an additional 4k power for the battle if the top card of your deck, which you'll have to reveal and then put back on top of your deck, has Whitebeard Pirates in its type. If you draw this card from your life cards, it has a trigger effect that lets you draw a card. Fire Fist is used during your main phase. You reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirates type cards from your hand so that you can draw a card. Then you place a 5 cost or less character at the bottom of the owner's deck. This can be either your card or your opponent's card. If you get this card from your life cards, its trigger allows you to return a 3 cost or less character to the owner's hand. The last card included in this starter deck is I Am Whitebeard, which is used during your main phase. At 8 cost, this is one of the highest cost events that exists in One Piece right now. So what does it let you do? Well, you get to play an Edward Newgate card from your hand, so long as your leader has Whitebeard Pirates in its type, which already kind of explains why the cost of this card is so high, since the Newgate in this deck is a 9 cost card. In addition to a freely played card, you can decide to add either your top or bottom life card to your hand and give your leader an additional 2,000 power until your opponent's next turn is over. And that's the end of the cards included in Starter Deck 22. Now, let's get to talking about upgrades, starting with some Ace Newgates. I mean, it is only fitting since this is the Ace Newgate deck. This 5 cost, 6,000 power Ace on the left has a 1k counter and comes out of OP07. It's a blocker and has an on-play effect that lets you draw 2 cards and then put 2 cards in any order in either the top or bottom of your deck. The 10 cost, 12k Newgate is from OP08. There's a few stipulations that have to be met for you to be able to get this card's effect. So long as your leader is a Whitebeard Pirate type and you have 2 or less life cards, when you play this card, you make it to where none of your opponent's characters that are currently on the field can attack unless your opponent trashes 2 cards out of their hand for each attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. And just a reminder, if you play I Am Whitebeard, this card can be played for free. The Ace on the right is also 5 cost, 6k power and has a 1k counter. It comes from OP08 like Newgate though. On play, you can reveal the top card of your deck, play a 4 cost or less Whitebeard Pirate type character, and then place your revealed card at either the top or bottom of your deck if you didn't play it. Let's move on to some Marcos now. Starting on the left, we have the 3 cost, 5k power Marco from OP09. If he's KO'd by an opponent's effect, you can trash 1 card from your hand to be able to bring him back out of your trash and play him rested. So he's a bit hard to get rid of so long as you have cards you're willing to trash to get him back. Our middle Marco is a 4 cost, 6k power promo card. When he's KO'd, you can put him back in your hand instead of in your trash if you want to. And, I mean, why wouldn't you? Even if you don't want to play him again, you can have him as a card to trash for another card's effect. The last Marco is like the first with a cost of 3 and 5,000 power. However, this one is from OP10. He's a blocker, and when KO'd, you can send an opponent's 3 cost or less character back to their hand. It's kind of amusing to me that our 3 Marcos are all good at putting cards in a different place than expected. Might need to play some Marco Polo to figure out where everything is gone after one of these is KO'd. Our next 3 cards all come out of OP08. Atmos is 4 cost, 5,000 power, and has a 1k counter. When you play this card, since our leader is a Whitebeard Pirates type, you can reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirates type cards from your hand to be able to return an opponent's 4 cost or less character to their hand. Josu is 6 cost, 7,000 power, and has a 1k counter. He has an on-play effect where you can return a character, aside from this one, to your hand so that you can then return a 6 cost or less character to the owner's hand, be it another of your characters or one of your opponents. King Du has a cost of 4, 4,000 power, and a 2k counter. He lets you show 2 Whitebeard Pirates type cards from your hand once per turn during your main phase to be able to give this character an additional 2k power for the turn. Now, on to events. Thank You for Loving Me is 1 cost and also from OP08. You can play this event during your main phase. Since Ace Newgate is a Whitebeard Pirates type leader, this event lets you look at your deck's top 3 cards, reveal and add to your hand 1 Monkey D. Luffy or a Whitebeard Pirates type, which is what we're here for. And the rest of the cards will either go to the top or bottom of your deck in whatever order you choose. If you get this card from your life cards, you can use its trigger to draw a card. The 9 cost I Will Make Whitebeard the King of the Pirates is from OP12. It's the most expensive event card in the game as of right now. Let's see what it does so we can find out why. During your main phase, since our leader is a Whitebeard Pirates type, you get to reveal the top card of your deck. So long as it's a 9 cost or less character and, let's say it together, a Whitebeard Pirates type, you get to play that card and give it Rush, meaning it gets to attack this turn. Its life draw trigger lets you draw 1 card. I really think it's way better to play this one from your hand versus using its trigger. But hey, you do you. And that's it for our upgrades. Now, I do want to mention that all of the cards we just talked about are Whitebeard Pirate type cards, since that's such a big part of this deck's mechanic. This deck's a great way to take advantage of a lot of Blue's mechanics. You can know what card you have coming up so you can better plan your moves, and there's a lot of different things you can do just by revealing a few cards. Not to mention there's cards that you can bounce back into play or your hand. Hans is really looking forward to playing this deck once he gets it upgraded. Before we get to opening our bonus pack, I just want to remind you that we put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with shorts on Sundays. We focus mainly on One Piece, Pokemon, Gundam, and Lorcana. Make sure you're following us on Instagram if you haven't already at thatcardgirl.tcg. There's a link in the description as always. Now, let's get to our pack. This bonus pack has 3 parallels in it. They can be any of the cards in the deck besides the events. So, what cards did we get? The leader, Ace Newgate. It honestly threw us a bit off to find the leader on top. Ayo! And then our last card is Marco. The way they did the alts for these cards is so cool. I want to see all of them in person because honestly, pictures and videos don't quite do them justice. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell the next old guy you see about us. That Card Girl out!